You gotta have knowledge for life. You gotta have knowledge for life.
Death is rebellion to God. Life is obedience to God. When I told you you can live as long as you want, in truth, you want to live.
That's right.
All of us want to live. But life is so hard in this world that death and dying comes easy. You know, little children today will tell you, I don't think I'm gonna live to be old, you know. And they don't care. The black community today is like a war zone. The horror stories that young people living in the projects can tell you will blow your mind.
Right.
Many of us come out of that environment,
Right.
but it never was as bad as it is today.
Never was.
There's a proliferation of guns in the black community and a proliferation of drugs. And drugs and guns and self-hatred leads to increased killing of one another. And what is it all about? It's the sign. You're in total rebellion to God. Some of you are preachers, some of you are teachers, some of you really think you are upstanding citizens. And if you measure our conduct against the criterion laid down by God and his prophets, you can see that we are on a beast level.
Right.
Some of you are masons and shriners, and you know that in the lodge you only get 33 at the highest degrees of the circle of knowledge. There's 360 degrees in the circle.
Yes.
You only are permitted 33. And if you take a protractor and measure what 33 degrees from a horizontal looks like, you're like this.
That's right. That's right.
You're lower than at a 45 degrees,
right.
which cuts a 90-degree upright angle, right? You at 45 is half, then at 33, you under that. Well, that's like a gorilla. That's like an ape.
Beast level.
That's like a baboon.
Talk, master.
That's like a panther, a lion, a tiger. This is why you glorify animals. Who are we? I'm the Detroit Lions. I'm the Carolina Panthers.
Teach, master. Teach.
I'm the so-and-so Devils. The Blue Devils.
You got it, master. Teach.
Why don't you just be human?
That's right.
You glorify the lower animals because that's what you are. You have degenerated to beasts.
Listen.
And that's what the Bible calls you. It said that we had the mark of the beast in our forehead and in our hands, that we think like animals and we prey on each other, not pray for each other, prey on each other like jungle creatures. We destroy each other's lives like wild beasts. We make our wives pregnant and walk away as though we didn't put life there like the animals do, because you're not upright yet. You don't have 90 degrees of knowledge to make you live upright to God. You don't have 180 degrees of knowledge where you can stretch the diameter of the circle of knowledge. You don't have nothing to live by. You can be an elk, you can be an omega, you can be a mason, you can be a shriner, you can be a Baptist, you can be a Muslim, you can be a Catholic, but you're dead as hell. You're living like a beast.
Go ahead, minister.
The Pope praying for peace, and he can't get no peace, not even among his bishops.
Teach, man. Teach, teach.
The world is messed up, but there is an answer.
That's right.
There is an answer. Where is the answer? See, Christians, What do you say? You say Jesus is the what? Answer to what? Answer to what question? If you have an answer, you got a question. What's the question that he's the answer to? Want me to tell you? Jesus is the answer to death. For he came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. But do you know him? I don't think so.
Teach, Master, teach.
I would like to introduce you to him, if I may.
Teach, Master.
You see, dear brothers and sisters, the destruction that's going on in our communities is so grave that if we don't make a change, we're going down. All the way down and out. God is displeased. What you see going on in Africa now is really something, isn't it? Has it tugged at your heart? It has tugged at mine.
Yes, sir.
But did you think that America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, the house of McDonald's, Burger King and Wendy's, Pizza Hut, and Jack in the Box is going to make it? I don't think so.
Listen up.
Now I'd like to close, and I don't want nobody to move, because I want us to have prayer together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There were 10 plagues that God brought against Pharaoh. Do you remember?
Yes, sir. Listen up.
The Bible mentions, 9 plagues. 1, turning of the water into blood. 2, frogs. 3, lice. 4, flies. 5, plague upon beasts and men. 6, hail. 7, locusts. 8, darkness. And 9, the death of the firstborn. Now, of these, the Holy Quran mentions 9 also. But the Holy Quran links lice and flies, lice and frogs together. And it mentions another, the turning of the rod into a serpent, and the putting his hand in his bosom, and his hand came out white. And when he put it back in his bosom, it came back to its original color, which meant, of course, that it wasn't white in the beginning. Let's go on. Wait now. We just talking.
Teach, Master.
And we're going to end this. That's right, brothers.
Teach, Master. Teach.
Relax, you know the minister.
Teach y'all.
Okay, now we're ending this now. Look at the number. 9 plagues. Look at the number 9. How many planets?
9.
What's the 10th one? Sun. How many systems in the human body? 9. What's the 10th one?
Brain.
How many months do you have to carry the life, sisters? 9. What does 9 represent? Completion. When you have reached the number 9, you go to 0. Listen, except you can bring 1 from the beginning to put it next to the 0. Then it augments 0 to 10.
Yes, sir.
You listening to me?
Yes, sir. Teach, Minister.
Why 9 plagues? And why is the last one death? See, Pharaoh Pharaoh was such a powerful king, he thought himself to be God. So God had to whittle him down by using creatures that showed the powerlessness of Pharaoh and the wickedness and filth of Pharaoh. Let me show you what I mean. Now look at a frog. Now how many of you seen frogs? We've all seen frogs, right? The blibbit. But can you imagine God multiplying frogs to the point where you see them everywhere? Lice.
Teach.
Turning water into blood. Boy, this is something. Blood is running now, isn't it? In the ghettos of America, in the streets of the world, blood is running. Insects multiplying, lice. See, that's a part of filth. When you don't wash, you don't bathe, or you hang out with dirty people. They say if you lie down with a dog, you come up with fleas. Now human beings scratch it, you know what I mean? Just dirty. Then flies. You see, flies only come with its filth.
That's right.
Garbage.
That's right.
Flies in garbage or putrefied water produce maggots.
Yeah.
And out of the maggots come the flies. Plague upon beasts and men. Look at it. I'm just giving you the 10 or the 9 plagues, and the 9th one is death. Widespread death.
Go ahead.
Now God is in the picture during all these plagues, because these plagues are being brought about to bring Pharaoh to his senses and to bring the people who have worshiped Pharaoh to recognize God and to worship God.
Listen.
Now the last thing God gets to is death. Then he said, well, look, here's a way out. If you want the death angel to pass over your house,
Listen.
then you got to go now quick and dip in the blood of a lamb and put it on the gatepost of your door. Make an X there on the gatepost. And when the angel of death sees the lamb's blood on the gatepost, it will pass over. Pass over
Go ahead.
your house. Everything in your house will be spared from death, because the blood of a lamb is on the gatepost of your door. The Jews celebrate Passover because the death angel passed over the houses of those who were with Moses.
Listen.
The others that rebelled,
Go ahead, brother.
Pharaoh got it, didn't he?
That's right.
Then after the death plague hit Pharaoh, Pharaoh decided he gonna kill Moses.
Yeah.
Just look at this. Moses, follow me now, was trying to get away. Pharaoh said, okay, take your people and go. Then after he told him you could go, then he said, oh, I'm gonna kill him. So here's Moses, he got his people down to the Red Sea. And he ain't got no boat.
Go ahead now.
So that's sure enough death in front of him. Then Pharaoh driving down behind him with an army, with orders to kill him. So he got death behind him, death in front of him. He's at 0. The 9th plague has passed. Death is on us. We're going to 0. We're going to nothing, baby. We are out of here. Except God come.
Listen now.
Except, turn it up. Except, come on. Hey. Except God comes and and takes us through the Red Sea. Notice the color, Red Sea. The waters part. Just as the people saying, Lord, look what Moses did. Moses got us out here, gonna kill us. Oh Lord, the Red Sea is in front. Pharaoh's army. Moses, what's wrong with you? You know how they murmured and whatnot. Then God told Moses to strike the water with his rod, and the water, you know how you seen the Ten Commandments. Cecil B. DeMille did a good job, didn't he? He parted the water, and Moses and the boys went on through quick. Pharaoh's army got in there and got wasted. The water came back together and killed them all. As it was. Both Bible and Quran say we should look for a man like Moses. Now, all of you who are Christians, you know that Moses brought a law. Jesus did too. Muhammad brought a law as Moses brought a law. But you know what? Muhammad was not a slave in a land that was not his. And Jesus was not a slave to any wicked power named Pharaoh. Sorry about that. But guess what? Here's America. Where you come from. See, you brought here as a slave. You multiplied as a slave. You built this land as a slave. But you still singing, we shall overcome. Ain't made it yet, have you? Many of you worship white people and their power as a God beside God. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Now, I know what we Muslims say. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness there's no God but Allah, until Clinton calls. Saudi Arabia bowing not to the will of God, is bowing to Washington. Sorry about that. Saddam Hussein is a Muslim, so he says, but he didn't get religion until he got in the mother of battles. And it was a mother that they got him. Excuse me. They got him. Because God don't care nothing about you being a Muslim, talking about Allah is God and Muhammad is his messenger. You don't use God as some cover for your butt and then deny him with your socialist, communist way of life, and then you're going to jive God like you really believe in him. See, religion has always been for the poor people, but those in government have experimented with every other kind of philosophy, and as the Quran said, they put the Quran behind their backs. Ain't no real Muslim government on earth today. Not one. Not one. They're all scared of America. All of them. Iran is the only one that I know that ain't frightened, but some of them is trying to sneak back in the door. America has forced everybody to bow. Everybody's bowing. And inside the house, all our leaders just about have sold out. Just about all of them. Everybody that we put confidence in, just about, you know. Give them a little money and give them a big position, call them vice president of this. Or, that's it, man. What happened to the struggle, brother? Hey, you know, we got to live, man. We got to live. Some of us were talking black, so they gave us a professorship and made us the head of black studies. And now we in college teaching black studies, and we ain't struggling no more. They make you a senator, they make you a lawmaker, and you done forgot where you came from. You got your little degree now, a BS, an MA, and a PhD. I don't know what all those letters mean. It probably boils down to your first degree. Now, brothers and sisters, if you look at how we are going now, we're dying. Cancer is killing us. Heart attack, stroke. The leading killer of black men now used to be guns. But as of the latest statistic on the front page of the Final Call, it's called lethal infection. AIDS replaces homicide as the #1 killer of black men. People in Africa, whole villages dying from AIDS. Now, if you don't change your lifestyle, we out of here. Some of us, you know, as young men, prostate cancer killing black men. And you notice how many young of us are dying of heart attack, and even young people having strokes. You know why? You live under so much stress, and you don't have the faith mechanism to help you manage the stress of a world that's going down. So now heart attack hits you. You're overweight, many of you. You're feeding yourself the wrong kind of foods. Nearly 40% of black men smoke. And they put it on the cigarette pack that smoking is injurious to your health. But what do you care? I got to die from something. And you dying from being a fool. And you dying from something. I'm not putting us down. We just going crazy. Look at your flap of your nose all burnt out. What you doing, brother? Snorting. What are you snorting? You should be breathing air. There's fire in the air. But it's oxygen tempered with hydrogen. So you breathing fire, but it stokes your fire, keeps you going. You got to add to that, burn out all the inside of your nose. You blowing coke. Expensive way to die. It's more expensive than the Undertaker. But it's a slow death, you know what I'm saying? Then you a pig eater. Another slow death. Piggly Wiggly. And all them little trick-now worms in every square inch of a pig. Well, no, not my pigs, because I raise them right. Ain't no such thing as raising a pig right. A pig is a pig is a pig. You can feed it cornflakes. It ain't gonna change the nature of the hog. It's an ugly, nasty, sodomous creature that God did not make for us to eat, but we're eating it. From the snout to the tail to the grunt. Chitlins. Ham hocks. Hog maws. Pig foot. Pig ears. Pig brains. No wonder you ain't thinking too clear. You just mess yourself up. God don't want you to eat it. God don't want you to touch its filthy carcass. But we cooking it in the morning, cooking it in the afternoon. You think you killed the worms because you took it up to a temperature. I know I'm really making you an enemy now. Now that boy was doing all right till he talked about my meat. Oh, sister, don't be mad at me, because I'm all in your pot. But you know, when you start getting sick, you go to the doctor, they take you off the pig. But they just cool out on that for a while. No, cool out on it forever. and you'll stay here a while. I used to eat a lot of hog, brothers and sisters. Man, my mother had that thing swinging. She knew how to make that thing, boy. Every New Year, we have a hog head going, man. You eat that hog, you look in your eyes, they're yellow or red. We don't know whether to stop or proceed with caution. Eyes all discolored, skin all messed up. Look at my skin. You know what I'm saying? Look at it. You ain't got no big crow's feet or nothing like that. Smooth. It's how to eat, man. You got to learn how to eat to live. God will not keep you here unless he changes your diet and put the right food in you. Don't spend big money for high-octane gas and then sit down at a Burger King. You can't get a gallon of gas for about $1.35 if you got a good machine, and you're going to get a burger, a Whopper. And you put that filth in your system and wonder why you slowing down. Brothers got such big guts. Sisters too. Stomach hanging all down on their knees. Some of them have not seen the upper part of their thighs in years. And you can put a girdle on and squeeze it up. And brothers, you can buy big suits and cover it up. And some of the brothers just don't care. They open their vests, show you, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is a chippy's playground. Boy, we in bad shape, brothers. Sisters, if you want to live, we're going to have to submit to God. And I'm suggesting to you that if we submit to God, he will start making a change in your life. You got to change, though. You just got to decide, I'm going to make a change. And you know, brothers and sisters, honest to goodness, when you don't do people wrong, it's just wonderful to lay down at night knowing that you haven't done anybody any wrong that day. And when you can lay down with peace and contentment of mind, that is life. Here, you got to make a change. You got to stop killing yourself. Take the cigarette today. Oh, man. Wait a minute. No, you wait a minute. You can't stop killing nobody else unless you stop killing yourself. You don't need a cigarette. They wrap it in white paper. It's subliminal. Brown tobacco wrapped in white paper. And you can't. I gotta have it. You're being ruled by something that you should rule. Shame on you. Put the cigarette down. That's death. Put it down. You say, well, what I got to take? I got any pill to take? No, you don't need no pill. You need will. And when you develop your will, you don't need pills no more. This is a society that's gone pill crazy. A pill to sleep, a pill to wake up, a pill to keep you from eating too much, a pill to get you high, a pill. Oh, man, this is crazy. Brother, it's just a drug-crazy society. Death is over everything. Clean it up. Clean it up. And when you leave here today, you need to really get acquainted with God and get acquainted with the man that you call Jesus. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, you can take it or leave it. I met him.
Go ahead. That's right.
He taught me. And he gave me life.
Teach, minister.
I don't know how long I will live. In a world like this, when they have you hated so, some of their scholars don't think I'll make it through this year. I know that, brother. I really don't care nothing about that. Because like Jesus, you know, he said you can kill the body, but beware of him who can kill both the body and the soul. See, there's something in Farrakhan that you can't kill. And I know that my death will feed what I've given my life to. And that is submission to the will of God.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it. You gotta